Hello there, everyone. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. My name's Emmanuel Glick. I work at Voss Automotive in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I'm a senior buyer, which means I help source the parts that we use to build bigger assembly lines that go onto trucks. Today, I'm going to read a book to you called The Word Collector by Peter H. Reynolds. Can you guess what this is about? I'm guessing it's a kid who, like you, who likes to collect words or maybe other things as well. Do you collect anything? When I was little, I used to collect baseball cards, football cards, basketball cards of my favorite players, and I still have my collection today. I have thousands of baseball cards and football and basketball cards that of some of my favorite players, and even some of my not so favorite. But it's pretty cool to go back and flip through things that I used to collect and see how old they are and how interesting it was to think that that was something that was important to me back then. And if you have something that's important to you now, it's okay and it's nice to collect them and collect those things and keep them for your enjoyment in the future and now. Nowadays, I collect deer antlers. You might not know this, but a deer, a male deer, which is called a buck, sheds its antlers every year. And if you know the right time, you can go out walking through the woods, enjoying nature, enjoying everything around you, and you know the right place, you can find these on the ground. And so I've started collecting them. And actually, I have a daughter who's your age, 3rd grade, who likes to take them from me when I do collect them. So my collection is something that she's kind of taking over and using them to decorate her room. So it's something that's fun to do now and something enjoyable for me as I start to get older and collect different things other than those cards I talked about earlier. So with that, let's go ahead and get into our book. The Word Collector by Peter H. Reynolds. The Word Collector. Collectors collect things. Some people collect stamps. Some people collect coins. Others collect rocks. Some collect art. Have any of you read The Dot? That's a book we've read before in Room and Read, and I recognize this picture from that book. You might notice it as well. Guess who other book this author wrote? He also wrote The Dot. So if you look back in your copy of The Dot that you might have, I'll bet you'll recognize that picture. Some collect bugs. Others collect baseball cards. Some people collect comic books. And Jerome, what did he collect? Jerome collected words. Wonder. He collected words he heard. My trip to Peru was perfectly pleasant. Certain words caught his attention. He collected words he saw. Certain words jumped out at him. Willow Tea Shop. He collected words he read. Certain words popped off the page. Wizard of Oz. Emerald. Short and sweet words. Spark, bloom, drift, dream. 2-syllable treats. Treasure, motif. Whisper, candid. Hover, glimmer. And multi-syllable words that sounded like little songs. Guacamole, kaleidoscope, wonderful, geometry, symphony. There were words he did not know the meaning of at first, but they were marvelous to say. Aromatic, vociferous, effervescent. There were words whose sounds were perfectly suited to their meaning. Molasses, Tyrannosaurus rex, torrential, smudge, bellow. Jerome filled his scrapbooks with more and more of his favorite words. You can see he's collecting words that he has written out on pieces of paper, and he puts them into his scrapbook where he has a collection. Jerome's collections grew. He began organizing them. Dream, dreamy, science, sad, action, poetic. One day while transporting them, you can see he's got them all in a huge stack, and it looks like he has them organized by topic. You can see Italian, animals, whispery, favorite, action, mysterious, flowers, French, number, sad, weather, Spanish, favorite, poetic, animal, dreamy, scientific, cosmic, sport, serious, funny, and mysterious. Just a few of the different topics that he liked to collect words about. Jerome slipped and his words went flying. Uh-oh, that's not good. Or is it? As he began to pick them up, he noticed his collections had become jumbled. Big words next to little words, sad words next to dreamy words. They're all mixed up, aren't they? Maybe this could be a good thing, though. Jerome began stringing words together. Whisper, symphony, electric, peace. Words he had not imagined being side by side. Savor, dreams, cascading, stars. He used his words to write poems. He used his poems to make songs. They moved, they delighted. Do you ever do that? Take words and put them together in different orders and try to make them sound funny or sound interesting? Maybe write your own poetry or write songs. I've always wanted to become a poet or write poetry. Actually, I do write sometimes. And it's something I enjoy doing in my free time. Not always poetry. One time when I was in college, I actually had a professor ask me to be a ghostwriter for him, which means he wanted me to write for him, and then he could put his name on it and act like he had written it. And what was really cool about it was in Spanish. So one of the things you might not know about me, I studied Spanish in college. Started in middle school, studied in high school, college. It's actually another language I speak, and I ended up actually every job that I've had since I graduated from college, I use that. I speak Spanish every day with the people I work with, and I like to tell classes, I think reading is so important that I learned to do it in another language, so I can sometimes you pick up meanings that you don't get when somebody else translates something for you. So I sometimes write poetry in Spanish, still to this day, something that's fun to do. Some of his simplest words were his most powerful. I understand. I'm sorry. Thank you. And you matter. Those are some powerful words, aren't they? If you say things like that to people. I understand. If someone's going through a bad situation that maybe you can help relate to and help them get through. I'm sorry is a couple of words that a lot of times we don't like to say, do we? But it's really helpful. It really helps solve problems and get people back on the same page and back together. Thank you, something maybe we tend to overlook saying to parents or friends who do something nice for us. We need to remember to thank them, don't we? And you matter, something that I think we all need to hear, right? Your friends, maybe people you don't say it to very often. We all need to know that we matter to someone else. Jerome eagerly collected more and more of his favorite words. Vision, infinite, hugs, waterfall, brilliance, love, brother, molecule, peace, light, harmony, gaggle, bohemian, bungalow, thanks, onomatopoeia. The more words he knew, the more clearly he could share with the world what he was thinking, feeling, and dreaming. And that's one of the other reasons I like to read, because you learn new words that you can use to share exactly what Jerome's doing, what he's thinking, what he's feeling, and what he's dreaming. You can use the words you learned by reading and learning new words to do that for yourself. One breezy afternoon, Jerome climbed the highest hill, pulling a wagon packed with his word collection. What do you think he's going to do? Got all those words. Look at that. A lot of words in there. He smiled as he emptied his collection of words into the wind. Look at that. Looks like he's sharing his words with the world, isn't he? He saw children in the valley below, scurrying about, collecting words from the breeze. Jerome had no words to describe how happy that made him. Reach for your own words. Tell the world who you are and how you will make it better. Peter Hamilton Reynolds.